Saurabh, good evening.
दादा गुड इवनिंग गुड इवनिंग।
Good evening, good evening.
मैं थोड़ा सा रेडी हो जाता हूँ, 1 मिनट। दादा इटू अच्छा ना एजेंडा मैंने ग्रुप में लिख दिया फॉर एजेंडा एक बार।
But Saurabh, there is an issue like मेरे side से ना I'm running it from mobile because
No,
for some reason, yeah. You are in laptop, na?
I am taking care of it. मेरे
Okay.
लैपटॉप।
Yeah. तो मेरा actually for some reason the laptop connection is becoming kind of spotty. उसमें वो Zoom on हो रहा है off हो रहा है, इसीलिए देख रहा हूँ मैं।
Taking care of later on. ಇದು ಡಬಲ್ ಎ ಕೊಡಿ ನೀವು আপনার নাম্বার
double A করে হ্যাঁ এটা বেস্ট হবে double A is the best solution
only Mithuda will be co-host na
yeah Mithuda will be co-host
okay
anybody has joined from that group
no not yet let me see Chandana Bhukaista Vivek Rekha Avan Tindrabar Chandradip Kundu Babaja Siddharth no You make me co-host, Dada.
No, sorry. No, Korea. Wait a minute.
Hi, Denira.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, Ram Ram.
I know the meeting has not yet started, I suppose.
Yeah. Meeting has not started as yet. We're just.
Yeah, I just checking on my network issue. I'm traveling.
Okay.
So when I saw you, I couldn't stop myself. Well, I'm not disturbing the meeting, so that pre-meeting fellowship.
Yeah, pre-meeting fellowship.
I said pre-meeting.
गाड़ी जा रहा है क्या?
अरे बाहर नहीं दादा हम तो क्या करें हमारा घूमने का काम है इधर से उधर क्या करें
घूमता बहुत है रे तू
उपाय नहीं दादा काम से भी घूमना पड़ता है ऐसे भी घूमना पड़ता है
अच्छा ही है ना
अब आप लोग की तरह प्रोफेशनल तो है नहीं कि भैया आदमी आए बोले मेरा आप लोग तो लोगों का पेन भी रिलीफ करते हो ये भी करते हो यहाँ तो हम लोग जा जाके अपना पेन ठीक करने के लिए जाना पड़ता है हम लोग को आदमियों के पास
इससे बात में इससे
हाँ डेनिटा बताइए हाउ इज लाइफ एवरीथिंग
गुड या मैं एक्चुअली हैदराबाद आया हुआ था फॉर चेकअप सो थैंकफुली एवरीथिंग इज फाइन सो
और आपका वो पेनकार्डिटिस का क्या
हाँ बस वो एनुअल चेकअप के लिए आया था सब ठीक है कोई प्रॉब्लम इशू नहीं है
तो तब तो ठीक है दिस टाइम इन कलिंगपन देन वील ओपन अ बॉटल ऑफ शैंपेन
या मरवाएगा तू हमको
I hope I'm not disturbing the audience.
नहीं
Too many people and I'm talking.
अभी तो स्टार्ट नहीं हुआ है
अच्छा No, I just saw you. No, I said चलो if Dada is there चलो let's have a hi hello long time. अभी ऑफलाइन भी चल रहा है
तू जा कहाँ रहा है
Dada right now I'm just like moving from my office to my shop to my office.
अच्छा
अभी जाऊंगा नेक्स्ट मंथ जा रहा हूँ घूमने
कलिंगपंग
नेक्स्ट मंथ जाऊंगा घूमने के लिए 3-4 महीना कलिंगपंग तो आऊंगा 17-18 ना सैटरडे
Saurabh, do you see any one of those? And
carry on, I will be there in the meeting.
Yeah, sure.
No one has joined yet.
Okay, then.
No one has joined. Oh, Denida, my voice is audible, na? Mera voice
Yeah, it's audible.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Why? What are you coming to Kalimpong for?
Oh, I think we have the district team training seminar is in Kalimpong for 2 days next month.
Team training seminar.
Yes. Your club is hosting it.
Anyways, I am not aware of it.
You are in Kalimpong only, no?
I'm in Kalimpong.
No,
Anyways,
I think.
Anyways, I'm letting all the youngsters take the. I'm letting all the youngsters take the lead.
We missed Bharadaju in last Thursday meeting, and in last Thursday meeting only it was outline discussion only, since the program was not confirmed till that time.
Okay.
So no point circulating.
Yeah.
Now officially we are hearing from you the program is finalized.
Hearing from whom? From Danny?
From Danny.
No, I am not the person to officially give anything. It will either come from.
This was just a candid conversation between me and Janida.
Yeah.
And please don't take it officially.
Yeah,
this is all off the records.
Okay.
Official.
We have discussed in our last meeting that there is probable program in Kalimpong.
Yes.
But officially we will start when we will hear officially from the district or DG.
No, exactly. Like me and Danita, this was just, we were having friendly conversation.
DG, Nilesh has already joined. So I think, he would be the best.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Denida, I have made
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Nikesh. Good evening.
Good evening.
Saurabh, use the Zoom group for your, message me, text me there.
It's Saurabh there, bro.
Might try start now, whatever.
কেউ কথা কইতেছে না লেগে
রমেশ জি আছে তো রমেশ জি আমার সেক্রেটারি তোমার সাথে তো রমেশ জি ডিস্ট্রিক্ট সেক্রেটারি
Ramesh, welcome.
কয়টা বাজে? 7টা বেজেছে?
6:55. Cool.
আচ্ছা, আইবো।
না না চাকমার কত হইছে?
এটাই বুঝছি আমি। আমরা কই?
এটা কি ডেনি?
এর মধ্যে তুলে দিছে ডেন্টিস্টের।
ডেনি।
Shourabh, are you there?
One correction. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably they have not joined. I'm waiting for them.
কবে খাবো? না একটু পরে খাবো।
না না পরে পরে অক্ষণ দই খাইছি কত ওরাও না
Okay, I think Mohan has joined.
No, please. Not here. Denida, Mithu,
Yes.
you can make him co-host.
Mithu is here?
Yes, Mithu is here.
Yeah. Which one is Mithu? Chiranjit Mithu goes, right?
Chiranjit Mithu goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Chiranjit Metagush.
Yeah. Done, already done.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mithu. Welcome.
Yeah. Good evening, Denny.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Hello.
क्या दीपेंदु क्या खबर है? Shobhaida has joined. Shobhaida, welcome.
Thank you.
Singi sir, good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Nirmal ji ki kar rahe hain?
There are some who have joined without name, like iPhone, Qualcomm, QCOM, BTD. Anyone who wishes to talk can unmute themselves.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. कैसे हैं सब लोग?
Fine, everyone is fine.
The guest speaker is here. Mohan.
Yes, I think Mohan has joined. I've already made co-host.
Welcome, past President Mohan Kumar from RI District 3190, if he is here. Subhashish is here. All are here, na? Chiranjit is here. Okay.
Yeah, if Rotin Mohan starts the video, then we can spotlight him for just an interview.
And then we can start the meeting. It's 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it's already 7.
Yeah, we can start.
Yeah.
If Mohanda, yeah, Mohanda is there. I am seeing you. Hi, good evening, Mohan. Welcome you.
Oh, good evening.
How are you?
Doing good. Thank
Yeah,
you so
great
much.
too.
Hey Mohan, good evening and welcome virtually to 3240.
Oh, thank you, Supershish. It's an honor to be here again.
Sure, same here. We are privileged.
Absolutely. My honor too.
I request DT to start.
Yeah, Danny, make everyone muted.
Yeah, already. I'll do it again. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Swaiza, please unmute yourself.
Okay, and should I start? All set to go?
Yeah, we are all set to go.
Okay.
Only thing is that some of the members are yet to join, so we will go.
That's fine. That's fine. They keep on joining. No issues.
Okay.
They keep on joining. We'll need to work on time.
Okay. Just a moment.
Okay. So Governor-elect, we are going ahead.
Yeah, please take off.
Okay, thank you. Well, friends, namaskar once again. Welcome to District Training Assembly Day 2. I'm sure yesterday you had a fabulous show with District Public Image, and I'm sure today you are going to have one more experience. So for service project is concerned from our district team, incoming team, and also from the resource person Mohan, my good friend Mohan KV, who has joined from all the way from Bangalore. That's the advantage of having a virtual meeting. And I heartily welcome our resource speaker, Mohan Kumar KV from 3190 from Bangalore. I welcome Governor-elect to this virtual forum. I heartily welcome all the incoming assistant governors, district secretariat members, and of course, the key man for today's evening, the president's-elect, incoming secretary, and the incoming club service chairs. They are the key for this meeting, and I heartily welcome each one of them. Also, I welcome past and future RI officers of District 3240 and other Rotarians and gracious ladies, Rotractors, whosoever joined from the different corners of the District 3240. Most welcome and good evening to everyone. Friends, let me give you a small thought why we are having a DTA in online format. I have many phone calls, WhatsApp messages, people who are asking me why COVID is not there, why we are having an online DTA then. Friends, the answer is very simple. Me and Governor-elect sat together, we had so many brainstorming, and finally we arrived that yes, we will be having the DTA on online format, because keeping the length and breadth of District 3240 from Aizawl to Asansol, we want to give a comfort to the target group of people whom we want to train sitting at their home or office at comfort. Because we have seen in earlier DTA where target group people are not able to reach everywhere because the distance of traveling, times, expenditures, everything is there. But our motto is to give the training first. Of course, we will have a lot of other physical events coming up where we can have a fellowship in-person options. So that's the reason this DTA has been bifurcated into 4 parts. Yesterday we had public image. Today we are having 7 areas of focus service projects. Tomorrow we'll be having membership, and after tomorrow we'll be having final plenary session for the DTA. So that's the idea of having DTA in this way. I am sharing this because those who have joined yesterday, they have listened to this, but for the newer crowd, I'm sharing this. Friends, service project is something because all of us joined Rotary with this motto that we want to do something for the community. We want to do something for our nearby peoples who want service. And that's one of the purpose of joining Rotary, to cater our service. Every club has a service project. There are no other Rotary clubs in the world which does not have at least one single service project. But that project needs to do as per the guideline of Rotary, what Rotary actually wants, what community wants, and what is the best outcome of a service project. We need to discuss these things today. The ground rule for today's meeting: our resource person Mohan will be having an interactive session how to create service projects. From your experience, he will be interacting with you. So my request to the Zoom board people, Danny, Arindam, Saurav and Rudra, who are managing, please be careful on the chat box for the questions. And if anyone wants to ask questions verbally, he can or she can unmute, ask the question in 20 to 30 seconds. To be specific, your question should be very specific and to the point. We do not want to know the history, geography, because that's different aspects. So your question should be very, very precise, short, and to the point, so that the facilitator would like to answer your question immediately or make his presentation with your questions. Everybody should be kept muted unless until you are asked or you need to talk. Please ensure your microphone is muted. I request all the officers to keep your video on if it is possible, so that you have a better effect. And even the facilitator can see you in a viewer mode, that everybody is attending to this meeting, listening to him with a careful. So that's given an inspiration to the speakers. So with these words, I would request Governor-elect to kindly have his opening remarks so that we can quickly get into the business of this evening. Governor-elect, over to you.
Thank you, DT. Good evening, one and all. Nice to see you. Few of them again today. And I would like to welcome past President Mohan Kumar from RI District 3190. And I came to learn that he's quite well versed with all the topics as far as the Rotary is concerned. And yesterday the interactive session was quite helpful. And many of the president-elects and incoming secretary has informed us that yes, the interactive session was good and we all have interacted well. So same we'll be having today. And already Subhashish has informed you why we have kept this on a online mode, because yesterday we also saw a good number of participants. At one time we had 207 participating members into this, and the club number that have participated is around 85 out of the 105 clubs that we have. So, and sitting at the comfort of their homes, doing their business and professional activity in the day, and this 7 to 9 we can have some virtual friendship, fellowship, and a place to learn something as far as the programs of Rotary is concerned. So that this is why we have kept this program online, and I hope this will be a success. And main aim is to have the points cleared or the goals to be set to be cleared. And I'd like to request you in the question answer session, please be free to ask anything. Generally, what we feel that नहीं ये मैं क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछूंगा, इस लैंग्वेज में नहीं पूछूंगा, पता नहीं लोग क्या सोचेंगे. So friends, जो सोचना है वो तो ऐसे भी सोचेंगे, तो आप क्यों नहीं पूछते हैं? You ask anything. हो सकता है उस क्वेश्चन से कुछ ऐसे आंसर्स निकल के आए जिसके लिए किसी और को बेनिफिट हो सके. एंड लैंग्वेज शुड नॉट बी बार. इफ यू आर कंफर्टेबल इन एनी लैंग्वेज, अगर बंगाली में पूछना है बंगाली में पूछिए, हम आपकी क्वेश्चन को ट्रांसलेट करके देंगे. So we need to connect well. Language should not be the bar. That is the first thing I always used to tell whenever I have this sort of gathering. I would like to welcome all the district secretariat members, the president-elect, the club committee chairs of the services, the district committee chair, Chiranjit Bose, and all the chairman's area of focus, Rotaractors, interactors, club members, club officials, everyone to this session of service projects. Friends, service in Rotary is the heartbeat of Rotary. Now the new vision of Rotary is, together we see a world where we unite together to create lasting change across the globe in our community and in ourselves. So initially, when the Rotary was formed, it was formed only for business and professional development initially. But after years, maybe 5 to 10 years down the line, Rotary International gave a thought, no, this is not the right track. We have to inbuild some service activity into it to keep it lively. So after that, it have added the service component into this. In 1985, when it was the 81st birthday of our Paul Harris founder, we took a challenge of eradicating polio. That time people laughed on us that how can you eradicate polio from the entire world? And now you see down the line, we have eradicated polio except in 2 countries, and that will again be done very shortly. So कोई भी ऐसे आइडियाज जो आपके दिमाग में आते हैं, बड़े आइडियाज, लोग पहले आपके उस आइडियाज पे हंसेंगे, बट जब वो धीरे धीरे इंप्लीमेंट होना चालू होंगे तो लोग आपका साथ देना चालू करें. So here, friends, we are doing service projects in our clubs. They may be smaller, they may be bigger, but I request you to have some substantial and signature projects in your club to be taken up. We should not see our term or our year as the Rotary year for us. It's a continuous process. कोई काम जो पहले अधूरा है वो हमें पूरा करना है. कुछ काम हमें ऐसे स्टार्ट करने हैं जो इस साल ना भी हो. It may be take 2 years, 3 years down the line, but we need to start. ऐसा दिल में नहीं होना चाहिए कि मेरे टाइम में जो प्रोजेक्ट्स करना है मैं कर लूं, मेरे को अवार्ड्स मिल जाए और मैं आगे कुछ नहीं करूं. ऐसा माइंडसेट अपने को दिमाग में नहीं रखना है. Slowly and slowly we can get money from the CSR. Now CSR is a big avenue where we can go ahead. We have that capacity, we have the connections, but we need to explore it. Generally when we think of CSR, what we think? 1 lakh ka project, 2 lakh ka project, 10 lakh ka project. Now friends, we need to change our mindset. We need to think of bigger projects. If in Guwahati there are 10 clubs, let all the president-elect and the member keep their egos aside, combine together, come up with a good project of maybe 10 crores, 15 crores, 20 crores. Then go to some CSR group to discuss. आप जाओगे 5 लाख की बात करने तो वो आपको उतना महत्व नहीं देगा, लेकिन आप 10 करोड़ की बात करने जाओगे तो उनको लगेगा एक लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड आया हमारे सामने. So these options we have. People are doing it because now as per government rules, all companies have to do CSR activities and they are doing it with other NGOs. We have everything with us, but just maybe a willpower, एक willpower की कमी है कहीं कि हम कैसे करेंगे. We at the district level are there to support you. I have formed a very good CSR committee which will be having हमारी उसके अंदर मीटिंग्स वगैरह होगी, कैसे करना है, हाउ टू कनेक्ट विद रोटरी इंडिया फाउंडेशन, हाउ टू कनेक्ट विद डिस्ट्रिक्ट 3240 फाउंडेशन. We'll do that. Secondly, we have our district 3240 foundation for smaller projects, then district grants, थोड़े उससे बड़े projects, and if you come up with bigger projects, we have the global grants. We had the GMS a week ago. उसमें हम आपको बताया है कि you come up with global grants project as per the community needs. The first and the foremost thing that should be there is you have to develop the project what community needs, not as the club or the member needs. This should be the first criteria into mind. उसके बाद आप program develop करिए. We are there to train you. We are there to support you. District governor or district team का यही काम है to support the clubs in getting the projects executed well. But one more thing, friends.
Nilesh, you have to unmute yourself. Nilesh, unmute yourself.
Yeah, there are quite a noise. I think he have muted all them. Okay. So you need to form a committee and you need to see that the project runs. Generally, what we see, we take up a project. My term is over. The project is done. Whether the project is running, whether the project is properly going on or not, we are least bothered. Friends, it's your money. So we need to use it wisely. And as far as the programs and projects are concerned, Chiranjit Ghosh will be deliberating, but we will not be giving much on the district projects. This time I am planning to give much access to the clubs so that they can have smaller, bigger, any projects, but at the club level, as per the community needs they want, because एक project जो एक जगह काम आ रहा है हो सकता है दूसरी जगह काम नहीं आए. So we will not be going with that much. 1 or 2 district project might be there to support you, to assist you. If you want to take, you take it, or else you can devise your own projects. But assure that that project is implemented well, reporting is done well. And friends, impossible is दुनिया में कुछ नहीं. जब COVID आया in southern India, a place named Erode, I think you might have known. वहां पे लोगों के लिए बेड्स नहीं थे, वहां पे लोगों के लिए हॉस्पिटल्स नहीं थे. Rotary Club of Erode came up with a project of 20 crores, 401 bedded hospital, 70,000 square feet construction, and that was completed fully in a time span of 45 days only. Only 45 days. Just think, हम नीचे का फाउंडेशन ही नहीं कर सकते हैं. Full-fledged hospital was made available for COVID patients, and it was inaugurated by then RI President Shekhar Mehta. So nothing is impossible in the world. Impossible में word है I am possible. So friends, we are there. हमें अपनी capability को पहचानना है जो हम नहीं पहचान पा रहे. We have connections, we have capabilities, we have finances, we have everything. But where we are lacking, I don't know. That you need to introspect and we need to carry forward. This is all for today I want to share with you, and we'll keep on sharing on other topics as we go on tomorrow. And I request you all to go back, tell the club members to attend all this in maximum numbers. इससे ज़्यादा comfort हम और क्या दे सकते हैं. शाम को सिर्फ 2 घंटे अटेंड करने हैं. आप अपने घर से करिए. कॉफी में इंटरेस्ट है तो कॉफी लेके करिए, ड्रिंक्स में इंटरेस्ट है तो ग्रीन ड्रिंक साथ लेके करिए, बट अटेंड दिस सेशन. एंड द स्पीकर्स दैट आर हियर यस्टरडे, जो भी यहाँ आए, जिन्होंने भी आज संदीप जी को सुना, इंटरेक्ट किया, आई थिंक दे हैव लर्नड अ लॉट ऑन पब्लिक इमेज. टुडे यू विल बी एबल टू लर्न. कुछ ऐसे टिप्स आपको मिल सकते हैं जो आप जाके फिर अपने कम्युनिटी बेस के हिसाब से कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स डेवलप कर सकते हैं. मेंबरशिप के अंदर देन अगेन वी हैव 2 गुड स्पीकर्स. And on 14th, we have the RI director-elect who will be coming over. So this all capsule we have, but it's up to you. We can just bring the meal till your mouth, but खाने का काम तो आपको ही करना है. So I request you all, take this opportunity seriously, and request all members, especially the new members, to join so that they can come to learn what Rotary is doing worldwide, what we can do jointly for the good of the community. Thank you all for giving me the patient here. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor-elect Nilesh, for your lightning welcome address. You have motivated the entire team. I'm sure the tips that you have given that will work for throughout the year 23-24. Thank you so much. Friends, we are going on the track with the set agenda. Next, we have a dynamic Rotarian from Rotary Club of Silchar, Chiranjit Ghosh, the past president, past assistant governor Chiranjit Ghosh. Chiranjit Ghosh is the incoming chair for the service projects, District 30-40, year 23-24. All avenue of service chairs will work under his leadership. The governor-elect has appointed all 7 focus area chairs who will be reporting to Chiranjit to work out in 3240. The expansion of the committee process is still going on. Before the DTS, we will complete and we will inform you people that who would be the expanded committee members for the 7 areas of focus. I would request Chiranjit to kindly address the house, give your thought, and followed by you can introduce your 7 focus areas, the 7 soldiers you have, the chairpersons for the next year. Over to you, Chiranjit.
Thank you, Raja. District Trainer PDG Subhashis Chatterjee, District Governor-elect Nilesh Agarwal, Resource Person, Past President Mohan Kumar, our district leaders, all my Rotarian friends, Rotaractors, friends, warm good evening to all of you. Well, as our DG just mentioned, that service is very important and is the focus of Rotary. We should plan our service as per the community needs. Of course, club can decide and do their projects in their respective clubs. And district goals are under preparation and almost in a final shape. We'll keep in mind and take the consideration of the clubs, and main focus will be 1 or 2 district projects, which will be mainly on health, that we will communicate to everyone before the start of the Rotary year. Friends, you all have noticed that there is a need for training for all of us. In Rotary, from district governor has taken his training during the International Assembly. President-elect has also taken their training in PETS. Assistant governor has taken in their training in AGTS. And now it's time for different club committee members, subcommittee members in our district training seminar. It shows that Rotary is not like other 6 clubs or NGOs. So I think we should start thinking differently. There is no harm in doing the thing in a conventional or traditional way, but I think we should change ourselves as per the needs of our community. As we all know that change is the only constant thing in this world. And if we cannot change ourselves, then we will be the victim of the change. So friends, I request all of you to think differently and start doing the things differently for the sustainability of our projects and Rotary at large. As our DG already mentioned, District Governor-elect already mentioned that we are not doing justice to our potential. And I think we can do much more impactful projects for our community. And we should all start thinking in that line. And as our District Governor-elect already mentioned, that we should not think this year or that year. Projects may take some time. For the substantial and bigger projects, it may take some time. So we should think, maybe plan accordingly so that it can be done in 1, 2, or 3 years. Because the day we have joined Rotary, all of you have learned, all of you have listened that we should involve members. But I don't think we are getting the desired results, because we are not thinking about the feel-good factor or environment of our enjoyment of our members, which is very important, I guess, to give the feel-good factor and the enjoyment to our members, especially the newcomers. I think we should all do our service through fellowship and friendship. Then only members will involve themselves. And once members start coming, then all the projects which we used to do, we can do it in a befitting manner. Friends, whenever we think about global grant, first of all, it comes in our mind that it is very difficult. And it may not be possible for the small clubs like us. As our district governor-elect just now mentioned, that nothing is impossible. So I also think that nothing is impossible. But this impression set in our mind, because every time whenever we discussed about the global grant, the impression was given that it was very difficult. Yes, I agree that it is not that easy, but believe me, it is not impossible. But yes, you have to be very serious and passionate about it. We are very fortunate to have a team of learned and experienced members in our district for global grant, along with many others. Our district trainer, Subhasis Chatterjee, is always there to guide us. We can take help from him along with others. And I'm speaking from my own experience. I got the help from everyone whenever I needed. If we want to help in doing district grant or global grant, district is always ready to help in all possible way. Friends, I'm sure though district leaders, they have selected me as the chairman of the 7 area of focus. But believe me, all the chairmen of the 7 different avenue of services, focus area, they are very expert and they are very learned person. I'm sure along with all of you, I will also able to learn many things from them. So now I would like to introduce our 7 chairmen of the 7 area of focus. And I'm sure under their able leadership, we can do an impactful project. And I request all our chairmen to unmute and to put your video on so that our Zoom team can spotlight you. So I'm going through the names one by one. First of all, I would like to request Rotarian Professor Siddhartha Dev Mukhopadhyay, if he's here. He is the chairman of Basic Education and Literacy.
He is not here.
Is he there, our Professor Siddhartha?
Professor Siddharth is not here.
Okay, move on.
Yeah. Next is disease prevention and treatment. Our chairman is Rotarian Dr. Chandrajit Kundu. He is from Rotary Club of Bardhaman.
Good evening, everybody. And we wish to work together to fulfill the dream of our incoming district governor.
Thank you, Chandrajit. Hope we'll have a wonderful time together. Now, the chairman of Water, Sanitation and Hygiene, Rotarian Arun Tibriwal, is from Rotary Club of Guwahati City.
Arunji's name is not reflecting.
Okay. Anyway, Rotarian Arun Tibriwal is the chairman of Water, Sanitation and Hygiene. He's from Rotary Club of Guwahati City. Now, next is Community Economic Development. Chairman is Rotarian B.N. Borua. He is from Rotary Club of Guwahati.
Yes.
Yeah, he's here.
I am B.N. Borua from Rotary Club of Guwahati. I am the chairman of Economic and Community Development. So we'll work together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rotarian Borua.
Yes.
Now, next is Chairman Maternal and Child Health, Rotarian Dr. Rekha Khandelwal.
Good
She's
evening.
from Rotary Club of Siliguri Medics.
Medics, yeah. Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining. Now, next chairman is supporting environment, protecting environment. Basically, he is Rotarian Vivek Kumar from Rotary Club of Orchid City, Shillong.
Very good evening, everyone. Let us all work together to serve and strengthen environment and living beings in highest spirit of service of self. Let us all make this happen together for environment. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, Vivek. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much. Last but not the least, peace building and conflict prevention. Chairman Rotarian Chandana Purkaisto, Rotary Club of Silchar Pink.
Hello everyone, I am Rotarian Chandana from Silchar Pink. We want to work together, full of dreams, as enlightened by our district governor-elect and Subhashi Chatterjee, district trainer. I think we shall be able to do many good things in the coming year. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Chandradi. This is the very strong team we are having this year. And I'm sure we all share our views and will able to do wonders for the community. Thank you to our entire Zoom team, especially Denny, Arindam, Saurabh, Rudrajit, and others for their wonderful support. Thank you. Enjoy Rotary through fellowship and friendship.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ajit. Thank you.
Subhashi, Arun and Siddharthji will be joining in 10 minutes. So we'll introduce them afterwards. Yeah.
Okay, fine. We'll get them. Okay. Thank you, Chiranjit, for your sharing your views, your thoughts, the way you want to lead for the services for next year under the leadership of Governor-elect Nilesh. It is quite impressive. And absolutely, you mentioned correctly that all the service avenue chairs are a jewel by themselves. And Rotary is all about learning and sharing. So you will also learn many things from them. That's you said. I really like that, and that should be our way of thinking. Thank you so much once again, Team Service Projects, for your presentation and for your appearance. Friends, we are getting into the main business of today's evening to listen to our resource person who has joined all the down south from Bangalore to address us, to enlighten us, to give us a better way of thinking how to conduct our service projects. Friends, before I welcome District Secretary, E-Governance and E-Commerce, Dr. Danny Datta, to kindly introduce our today's resource person, past President Mohan Kumar KV. But before that, I would like to say, for all the participants, friends, Mohan would be interacting very frequently with you people in this presentation, in his presentations. So if you have any questions or response to give back to him, either you can write it to a chat box or you can verbally ask. Once again, I reiterate, your deliberation should be within 20 to 30 seconds, to the point. Don't elaborate much. Language should not be any part. Though Mohan would be addressing only in English, but anybody ask questions in or response gives in Hindi or Bengali or Ohmiya, you are frequent to do that. We will transfer and we will translate that to Mohan so that Mohan can answer you back. So with this, I request Dr. Danny to kindly introduce in a very brief way to Mohan to this August House so that Mohan can come up after that with his presentations. Over to you, Danny.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you, District Trainer, Past District Governor Subhashish, please, for giving me this opportunity. You made me, you put me in a kind of a situation where you said very brief, because the introduction that between Mohan, actually, I mean, it will be very difficult to give it in a very brief way. So he has done and achieved so much. So I would just start with that. Rotary Mohan joined Rotary in the year 2005-06 as a charter president of Rotary Bangalore Prime. His classification is business process consulting, and he represents the Ellen Meadows Prosthetic Hand Foundation USA as its global ambassador. And through this, he has distributed, I mean, he has been instrumental in distributing more than 30,000 below elbow prosthetic hands, not only throughout India, but also in the nearby countries, including Mauritius, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and even Zambia. He is presently the director for South Asia for ASPROF, which is a strategic planning fellowship group of Rotarians. And interesting thing is that ASPROF has been so besotted by the way he has been committed to strategic planning that they have bestowed upon him a honorary Paul Harris Fellow, PHF. He is also recognized by Rotary International as one of the 6 champions of health in Rotary world. He presently is spearheading the Health, Education and Wellness Action Rotary Action Group, Prosthetic Limbs Initiative globally. His work in the pandemic has been recognized by both the government and also world over, and he is a recipient of the World Consumer Award for the product Seagate, a dry fog disinfection system, which has been recognized as a gold winner in the best technology to combat and reduce the impact of COVID-19. He has been featured in the Rotary magazine, Rotary News. 5 of his articles have been published in Rotary International blogs. Know Your Rotary 6th edition. He has been also featured in Know Your Rotary 6th edition by Rotary and Bhaskaran Pillai. He has been a part of 2 podcasts, one from Canada and one from US. And he believes in learning and developing as a foundation for expanding opportunities. And as such, he have, amassed a lot of degree from universities all over the world. And lastly, he's a survivor of the tsunami and earthquake, and he is happily married to Rotary. Thank you. And I welcome past President Rotary Mohan to our district assembly today.
Thank you, Dr. Danny. Mohan, my apology. I am giving the Zoom you just 6 minutes left. So for our scheduled time, you can go ahead and you can add 6 minutes to your presentation at the later. Over to you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Thanks, Dr. Danny, for that introduction. Governor-elect Nilesh and district trainer, my good friend Subhashish. And I also received a message from Sukhminder Singh, my good friend, and I do hope he's here. The entire service chairs over here, the district secretary, and all the participants, that includes the presidents, the secretaries, the assistant governors, and so on and so forth. Let's keep the formalities, because the more we spend time, the more we learn, rather than these formalities as such. So the ground rules have already been explained. However, I would like to reiterate again that I want each one of you to participate, because yesterday we saw we had about 201 people right at peak. And just a little while ago, when I saw the latest count, it was at about 164, right? I want each one of you to ask a question. Be very specific to the project. Don't get back to the history, the then governor, the then AG, they asked me to do that. I got the best award, etc. We'll keep all those things out of the whole thing. And ideally, I would like every participant to just ask once, unless and until they have something exceptional, so that we are fair, that we give opportunity to everybody, right? So please don't misunderstand, right? When all of you don't get multiple opportunities, that's one. And it's a humongous task, right? Addressing so many people on a Zoom platform. I sincerely look forward to the support, right, of the Zoom team over here. And I understand from the district trainer that you are well equipped, and I look forward to that. And there could be, a few challenges where I'm not able to see. There could be some video challenges, right, because of so many people on screen. And probably at that given point of time, if our bandwidth is slow, we'll switch on our videos and then we get going. Is this fine? And English and Hindi is fine with me, right? And any other language, I request somebody to translate, and I will be able to take that. And please understand that we are not looking right for the right answer. We are not looking for the best project. We are not looking right for the biggest project on earth, right? No matter how trivial, no matter how small the project is, every project is a project. Is this fine? Good. We get going? Good. So what is it we will discuss today? Primarily, we will discuss how do we create a service project, and where relevant and practical, we will look at how right you can sustain the project, correct? Because Rotary is speaking about sustainability. We will understand, right, a few simple definitions of sustainability, and we'll get right a good perspective. So when we are talking about creation of service projects, what we're going to do today is, it is experiential learning. All of you have got so much of experience doing projects in your personal life, professional life, or through Rotary or through some other NGO. You will share those experiences, and we will deliberate upon those experiences. As we deliberate upon, right, your experiences, that whatever you share, what we will be looking at is, if something has gone right, let us not dwell too much on that. But probably if there's a concern, if there's a challenge, let us, right, try to focus on that. And when we are trying to look at that, let us not get into a conflict situation in terms of your opinion is correct or my opinion is correct. That is not the object of today's discussion. The object of today's discussion is, by and large, can we ensure a meaningful service project? Are we clear on this? Good. We get going. Each one of you in your personal life, professional life, or NGO or any aspect, you'd have been involved in some service project. I want you to list down what is the project and what was your specific role, and what are some key bullet points of the project. Then we discuss about that project. Am I clear? You will discuss about a service project in your personal life, in your professional life, or probably through Rotary, through NGO, some CSR project. Specifically, you have to name what is the project, what was your particular role, and what are the salient features of this particular project. That is what we will do. So who's the first one to go? I request the Zoom team to identify and then probably spotlight them or unmute them so that it becomes convenient. Who's the first one to go?
I think Savarna has unmuted himself. Maybe he is
Go
interested.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Quick, please. Quick. What is the project?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Actually, we are planning to have an eye hospital.
Okay.
In Bardhaman, in a zone where there is a community need, because the below poverty level people are there, they're residing there.
Okay.
Getting the proper benefit. So we are planning to have it, and we are in the formalities actually. We have submitted. So regarding this, you can put some suggestions or advice. How can we go ahead?
Sure. Good. So if it is concerning a project as far as avoidable blindness is concerned, you're talking about setting up an infrastructure to put up an eye hospital.
Yes.
The first aspect that what you need to define is the scope of services of this eye hospital. Means, are you just going to cater to only probably something related to cataract? Are you going to look at something with related to cornea? Are you going to look at something which is beyond that? And what is going to be your focus audience? Obviously, most of the Rotary projects are focused on the economically weaker section.
Right.
Now, the challenge will come in terms of whom are you going to partner with to put up the eye hospital. Either you may have the competency within your team, or probably you may partner with some other eye hospital. Whenever we speak about any particular service project, get down to the core thing that will be required. What is the core thing that is required for an eye hospital is, you have to look at infection control practices. Right? So the whole hospital will be focused around infection control practices. So one of the good indicators for an infection control from an eye hospital will be your rate of endophthalmitis should be close to 0. So how can you focus to ensure your infection controls, practices are good enough to achieve these numbers. Now, having known the larger objectives, this is where your composition of the team will come in. So the composition of the team could be, you would require an ophthalmologist, you would require an infection control specialist or probably a microbiologist. You will require somebody from good administration background, and you will require somebody who's good in the operational skills of the hospital. Now, are all the skill sets available within your Rotary Club, or if it is a district project? The answer can be yes or no. Suppose it is not there. Can I use that classification system to bring that people so that they can be part of us? Suppose that is not there. Can I partner with somebody so that the partner can bring in, right, that value proposition? So when we are talking about, when we're talking about a particular eye hospital project, you should be looking at, right, in terms of best practices. For example, when you do a screening in a probably, right, in a city like Guwahati, probably you may identify, right, one patient out of every 18 patients you screen. As and when you keep going into the interiors, probably the ratio could be 1:12 or 1:10, depending, right, on, right, how many, right, such camps have been conducted. Whenever you're looking at these sort of things, you also have to look at the risk. You have got the beneficiaries, but what is the thing that they will come back to you? So what happens is you need to ensure you have got a good logistics process to ensure the patients come back and then they're ready for the surgery. And my dear friends, whenever we do anything for the economically weaker section, please understand, don't give out anything which is just the cheapest. The basic of the IOL may cost you about 650 or 750 rupees. Will you ensure that more and more people will take benefit of it and give them the best IOL? So you have to have a process by which somebody will tell, under these considerations, this should be the best IOL. Probably by using this particular IOL, what will happen is it can be limited to a daycare procedure. Patient will come in probably a couple of hours is out. So these are the some of the things that what you should be looking at. Did I answer you?
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was like Dhoni's batting. Superb.
Thank you very much. Who's the next one, please?
Before going to Rotary Club of Raniganj, there is a question in the chat box. The question is from Rotarian Shankar Ghosh, Borderland, Karimganj. Sir, we have a small poor village beside our town and we want to do something in this village, but could not make any plan how to start. Please guide us. In that village, we have done water project by installing hand pump and the villagers use water till date.
Good. I will answer this question, but I would like to re-clarify that I would like you people to share your existing projects so that we can learn something. And if there are some corrections, let us apply that correction. This question I will answer. I have absolutely not an issue, right? Now, coming to this particular project, you're not clear in terms of what project you have to do. My dear friends, you cannot choose any particular project sitting right in an AC room. You have to choose the project only after you go and speak to the community. So if you have to go and speak to the community, the first and the foremost requirement is you have to conduct a community need assessment. When you go and want to listen to the community, do not decide the project and go and force upon the particular project to them. The community may have different needs, or probably say, in phase 1, we want this, phase 2, we want this, and phase 3, we want this. You remember what Governor-elect Nilesh told? The entire city will do one project. Every club will not do a one project. Means you go and understand the entire needs of the community and look at it, right, as an integrative and a holistic approach where all the clubs in that particular city or in the district will try to address the community needs, right, of that particular community, that what you are looking at. So when you address the needs, you say initially, based on the community need assessment, phase 1 we will do this, phase 2 we will do this, and phase 3 we will do this. Now, you already have an existing project where there is, right, a handwell, pump project that is happening. Now what will happen is, because of this particular project, whether Rotary was involved or some other NGO was involved, it does not matter. Understand who was the NGO that was involved if it was not Rotary? Go and ask them what worked well, what didn't work well. Who in the community has got some sort of influence, we can go and approach to them. Finally, do not give any project free of cost. The people over there, because of the hand pump, what would have happened is they are benefiting it from it. Now, what is a good example to go and articulate to the society or to the CSR about this hand pump project? Let's assume before the hand pump project, they are going and drawing water from the well. Now, because the hand pump is made available close to the doorstep, let's imagine that there is a girl who's using the hand pump now. She has saved the time, right? Instead of walking from the river to the home, and now she can use this time and spend that on education, and thereby she becomes literate, and we up the literacy, right, of the state, city, or the country as such. That is how you should be looking at a particular project as such. Did I answer you? Who's next, please?
Rotary Club of Raniganj, but before going to Club of Raniganj, there is a supplement question probably regarding that eye hospital from Dr. Rekha Khandelwal. How this eye hospital will be sustainable? It was probably for the first question, the supplement question for the.
Okay. Can you spotlight that, doctor?
Doing that.
Good. Yes, Dr. Rekha.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, what doctor are you?
I'm a general physician.
You're a general physician. That's good. That's good. Now, we have to understand some fundamental definitions of sustainability. One of the basic definition of sustainability is after the grant funds have been spent, can the project sustain on its own?
Yeah, that is my question.
Correct. So what will happen is you have to build it in the model itself, whether you're going to take some user fee.
Yeah.
You will have to look at, right, whether there's any CSR support that what you will get. So if you look at this form of sustainability, then you are saying that over a period of time, you are able to decide, right, whether the project, right, can sustain on its own. So you need to look at those intricacies. Or probably, let's assume that we get some sort of support, either through a global grant or through a district grant or through a CSR, etc. Till what stage can you sustain? And when you bring in a partner, what is the value proposition for the partner? And ideally as a thumb rule, many don't agree, many disagree because of this. Do not try to create standalone projects. Try to already integrate this with an existing eye hospital, or try to work with a big eye hospital chain where their core competency is to run the hospital. They know how to run the hospital. If you're trying to reinvent the wheel, you may land in trouble. There could be few exceptional cases where you are successful. But generally, if you ask by my experience, right, standalone, right, hospitals or units are not advisable. This is my view, not Rotary's view.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Who's next, please?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
We are from Rotary Club of Raniganj. So basically, sir, हमारे यहाँ जितने भी अगल-बगल गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स हैं, वहाँ बच्चे जो हैं वो पढ़ नहीं पा रहे हैं. तो we Rotary Club of Raniganj are providing education facility to them. हम लोग उनको education facility provide कर रहे हैं. Like we are providing them education books, copies. Even हम लोग बहुत जगह टीचर्स प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं. बहुत से ऐसे स्कूल्स हैं जहाँ पे टीचर्स नहीं है, बच्चे क्लास में बैठे हैं, उनको पढ़ने के लिए मिल नहीं रहा है कुछ भी. तो हम लोग एजुकेशन फैसिलिटी में टीचर्स प्रोवाइड भी करना, फिर इवन कुछ बच्चे ऐसे हैं इनको पढ़ने का इच्छा है तो उनको हम लोग ट्यूशन प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं. तो वी आर वर्किंग ऑन दिस प्रोजेक्ट.
कितने साल से ये कर रहे हैं आप ये प्रोजेक्ट?
ये हम लोग 6 महीने से कर रहे हैं.
6 महीने से कर रहे हैं. आपने बेसलाइन स्टडी किया क्या? बेसलाइन स्टडी का मतलब होता है because of not having basic infrastructure, whatever be that infrastructure, what is right? I mean, right, the average attendance rates, split it out between boys and girls if both are there. Then what happens is you zero down to say, because of lack of infrastructure, the attendance rates are low. Because of low attendance rates, the pass percentage is very low. Because of low pass percentage in that particular entire community, taluk, village, wherever it is, right, the literacy rates are very poor. Now, by whatever you are providing, you should have a plan to say, hum ye textbook de rahe, hum geometry box de rahe, we are giving, right, I mean, a computer, we are giving some books, we are giving teacher training. What do you want to achieve should already be established even before you start the project. This can happen only if you have done the community need assessment. If you have not done community need assessment, you don't know what you want to achieve. You don't know how to go. You don't know where to go. That is the issue.
We did it. Actually, we went to the school and we had a talk with the principal, with the teacher. सबसे हमने बातें की. तो उन्होंने कहा कि यहाँ प्रॉब्लम ये कि गवर्नमेंट से फंड नहीं मिल रहा है. हम टीचर प्रॉपर प्रोवाइड नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. बच्चों को बुक्स कॉपी नहीं प्रोवाइड कर पा रहे हैं. ज्योमेट्री बॉक्स प्रोवाइड नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. बच्चों को स्कूल में अगर आ भी रहे हैं तो टीचर्स प्रोवाइड नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. मतलब बहुत तरह की प्रॉब्लम्स थी. उसको हमने आइडेंटिफाई किया कि ये प्रॉब्लम्स को हम लोग को सॉल्व करना है. We made a budget of 50,000 rupees per month. एंड मेंबर्स डिसाइडेड कि हाँ हम लोग सब कंट्रीब्यूट करेंगे हर मंथ इसको. एंड इस बजट के संग हम लोगों ने उसको लॉन्च किया पूरा कैंपेन को. एक स्कूल में हम लोग लेके गए. फिर उसमें सक्सेसफुल होने के बाद फिर हम लोग भी रेप्लिकेटेड टू अदर स्कूल. अब इसको एक मॉडल बना के जितने भी अगल बगल में जो गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स हैं उसमें हम लोग.
I got your point. I got your point. Sorry to interject you. Did you go and speak to the government?
Yes, we went to the school and we had a talk with the teachers, with the students, and with the principal.
No, you have to go to the government at the Rotarian level, right? Try to ensure government itself provides a support. The problem is Rotarians try to work, right, in conflict with what the government has got as a policy or as a budget. So if we use all our good books, if we use all our relationship, you don't need this 50,000 rupees. You need a good network, one Rotarian who is very good to go and speak, right, to somebody where things can happen. We don't try that. All this, what you're talking about, budget, what you want to do, everything is very good. So we have to look at addressing the root cause analysis. So the root cause analysis is, can we ensure, right, once for all, right, can we sort out this issue? Please attempt that. Please attempt that. I have had experiences where we had wonderful experiences, right, working with the government, and across the table things have been sanctioned. Have you put in that effort? We tend to generally say, oh, this government is very corrupt. This government will not support. So this is the only method, which may or may not be correct. Maybe you have tried. I don't know. Maybe you have tried. Rotarians are well connected. If you use this approach, I'm sure you will be successful. Next question, please. I want you to share your projects, please. Okay.
Sir, there are some projects shared by Rotarian Rajesh Agarwal from Siliguri Metropolitan in the chat.
Go ahead.
Rotarian Rajesh from Siliguri Metropolitan, would you like to say something?
You go to the next person in case they're taking.
Go ahead. If Rajesh is not there, go ahead, Saurabh. Next one.
Yes. Go ahead to the next.
Rotarian Arun Tibrewal ji would like to say something.
Hello.
He has posted regarding water sustainability project, water treatment. Rotarian Arun ji is there.
Arun ji, quickly, please. Go ahead.
No, he is not there.
Rajesh is here, Saurabh. Saurabh, Rajesh is here.
Can I say something? Actually, I'm myself, Mr. Rajarshi Gogoi from RCT in Chikia. Actually, we are planning 2 projects to implement. The first of all is are going to skill-based training like mobile repairing and street food training among educated unemployed youth, young youths through expert faculty. And the second one is we are going to start a program in all schools among students from class 1 to class 5. That is storytelling program to avoid this mobile addiction. So can you suggest?
I am not here to suggest anything, please. I only look at in terms of the structure of a service project. The first thing is you have to define the boundaries of the project. So the boundaries of the project will be you want to create some employment, you want to create some educational opportunities, correct? Now, yes. The first thing is the scope of the project has to define for everybody. So the scope will say in what areas, what communities, how many numbers, what will you do in phase 1, what will you do in phase 2, what will you do in phase 3, and by doing this project, what is it you want to achieve? Suppose let us take say these people, you will ensure they're away from the mobile. What will this lead to? Will this lead to some productive time where the child or the adult can spend as far as education or job or anything is concerned? Those parameters need to be defined. So unless and until you define the scope, nothing can move forward. Second, if you look at global grants, one of the first things the global grants always ask you is, how are you going to build capacities? So in your case, how will you build capacities to ensure people are trained? Who has got the competency to develop the curriculum? Who has got the competency to train the trainers? What is your method of evaluation of the trainings that what you will do? Do you have measures to measure the effectiveness of the training? All this system should be put in place. Do not do the project for the sake of doing. Gone are the days where you could tell I'm doing one project a day. So at the end of the day, 365 projects, the Governor Nilesh Agarwal will give me best community service project for my club. Don't do that. Even if you do one project, do a meaningful project. Community need assessment is very important. Go and understand that. And when you're doing community need assessment, all stakeholders have to be involved. For example, if it is a school, have you involved the students? Have you involved the parents? Have you involved the society? Have you involved the government people? Then last but least, the particular school or wherever you want to do the project. These are fundamentals. Clear? Thank you very much. Next question, please.
Ananya
Das, yes.
There is a question. The club in the district have conducting and are conducting various green strengthening projects. We need a Rotary Club partner for carbon dating project, an initiative towards decarbonization and reducing environmental footprint in our district. Can you help and guide? Rotary Syed K. Haq from Jorhat.
It would be very nice that I can give you a partner straight away. That's not so simple. But again, I'll speak through a structure. We discussed that any project will be aligned with any one of the 7 areas of focus of the projects. Probably, and I'm sure it is, this will come under one of the 7 areas of focus, which is supporting the environment. So under the supporting the environment, you have to understand that we have something called Rotary Action Groups. The Rotary Action Groups are one that provide technical support, these provide advocacy. They will network you to partners. They will also suggest what is the right project that can be taken up. For example, if this project is reducing carbon footprint,
They can give you a simple access even to a tool to capture, right, carbon footprint. So here what happens is, you should be aware that is there a Rotary action group concerning this focus area and this particular project. For this particular thing, there is a Rotary action group called ESRAG, ESRAG. Get in touch with these people. There are many active Rotarians from India itself. Rotarian Neeraj Bhatnagar, then we have Rotarian Venkatraman. I'm not getting her full name. These are the sort of people. You should make attempt to that. And please understand, getting these partners is not an overnight story. Tomorrow, let us take, say, you go to the Melbourne Convention. Maybe you will get right a partner. You have to invest your time. You have to understand that when you go to a convention, you are looking at the internationality of Rotary. Or probably get in touch, right, with your DGE, Rotarian Nilesh Agarwal, or right, quite senior Rotarians like your district trainer, Subhashis, etc. They may guide you, but you have to make your attempt. Nothing can be straightforward where a partner, right, is doled out.
Sir, good evening. I'm Rotarian Arun Tebrewal from Guwahati city, sir. I'm looking for some sustainable water treatment project products for hand pumps on long run basis. What are your advice on this?
Sir, I have no advice. Where do you want to do? Have you done a community need assessment? Have you done a community need assessment? So what happens is, don't always try to do big things in one shot. Try to do small. If you want to put up a hand pump, put up one hand pump, learn the nuances right of a service project, right, of putting one hand pump. And when you go to corporates or when you go to somebody, you say we already have experience of putting up one hand pump. This has been our learning experience. Now we have the capability and there is a need to put up 100 hand pumps. All of a sudden, don't try to put up 100 hand pumps. Again, what will happen is, there is a Rotary action group, right, which is related to this particular project that what you're talking about. So what is this particular Rotary action group? So there is a Rotary action group called Water and Sanitation. So write to these people. They will give you ideas. Then what happens is, if you want to put up a global grant application form, maybe they will connect you to partners. The Rotary action group, in some cases like the Water and Sanitation group, they vet your global grant application forms. And in some cases, if you implement what they say, they will also give you some money, which may not be significant. So please use the resources that are available right in Rotary. Rotary Action Group is a great source, right, to ensure your knowledge is there. Let me give you an example. In Africa, there's a country called Mozambique. The entire water and sanitation right of Mozambique was designed by the Water and Sanitation Group. So think about that. Make your efforts, right? And there are, and even in India, we have water and sanitation ambassadors. Get in touch with them. Get in touch, right, with some key Rotarian who are very active in this space. Our Rotarian Ramesh Agarwal from Delhi, past district governor, he's very active in this space. So just connect with them and then get going. Did I answer you?
Particular to notice, sir, there is a problem for fluoride and arsenic and iron in the bore hand pump.
Correct.
So the treatment is important to give safe drinking water.
Absolutely.
So in that connection, what is your advice? That it's a sustainability, because the media get adjusted in time. Media need a replacement cost. The cost comes from where? That is the issue.
Okay. All I can say is, can you bring right a partner who's got this capability or the know-how? Look out for them.
know-how is available, sir.
It may be available. They will help you also, right? Conduct the community net assessment. They will also help you design the system. Can we move forward, please? Let us not get stuck at one question.
Yeah, I just intervene for one moment. Friends, Mohan is also repeatedly asking that you share your ongoing or done projects so that he can more enlightened on your things. And this is all about we are having a future projects. Let us have some discussion. Some club has give some idea about ongoing or the completed projects as well. Okay, go ahead, Saurabh.
Ananya Das is there.
Ananya Das. Perfect.
Good evening, sir. I'm Rotary Ananya Das from Rotary Club of Agartala City. Our signature project is Annapurna project, in which we, the Rotarians, sponsor on our birthdays or anniversaries, and we provide free lunch to almost 100 people every day. But now we are facing some financial inability to continue the project. So could you please guide us so that we can smoothly continue the project?
Now, the first thing is, what happens if you don't provide the food? May I ask you, what happens if you don't provide the food? Are you providing the food to the same people every day?
No. We provide the food to underprivileged people mostly. Some rickshawalas and attendants.
Got it. Let me cut short. Because of time, I cut short. Don't mistake me. Right? I'm not rude.
No.
When you are providing the person for 1 day or 2 days, we don't even know whether third day they will come back. How will you measure the impact of the particular project?
Yeah.
Please understand, my dear friends, as much as what you're doing is very good, it has to be meaningful. It is very contentious when I say this project is worth it or not worth it. I'm not getting into that. But are you able to measure and say, by giving this particular food, this person was deprived and probably it made a difference? I have my own doubts on such projects because even my own club does that. And I'm not happy with it. At the end of the day, we get a figure. My own club does it. At the end of the day, they gave me a figure in 1 year, we have served 1 lakh people. That is good if I have to get a governor citation, etc. But the same money for that 1 lakh people, the same food that what I'm giving, if I give it to a focus audience, and if I'm able to see some improvements in nutrition or some other particular aspect, I would rather do the particular project rather than do this particular project.
Good.
Okay,
Next question, please.
Thank you, sir.
Chandan Saraf.
You've seen it.
Rotarian Chandan Saraf.
See, as our district trainer is telling, please share your projects. You tell me what is good about it. You tell me what is it you want to do next. I want to get into that discussion. Directly asking for partner, directly asking for money or some other thing, right, is not the purpose of today's. Go ahead, please.
अभी आ जाएं, बोलिए.
Chandan, you can come up with your question. Chandan from RC Ukra.
If Chandan is not there, we can move on to Rekha Khandelwal.
Okay, Rekha, come up.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Actually, I was detailing about a project we are doing from our club, that is Rotary Club of Medics. It is a club of all the doctors only. Only one classification is that the medical doctors. We are doing the project in a red light area where we are giving the free services and medicines. Like we are doing the health checkup. Then for the cervical cancer, we are giving the awareness program and we are taking the pap smear also. We have done some cataract surgery also free of the cost from that area. It is a regular project from our side, and we have appointed a responsible person from their community only. If there is some issues for health issue, they can contact us as such. This is a project we are doing.
It's a great project. It's a great project, and nothing wrong in having right all doctors club, as long as right you have different domains as far as doctors is concerned. Right?
Yeah.
For example, like you said, you are general medicine, so I can have somebody from general surgery.
Yeah, some
I
ophthalmology
can have
is
somebody
there,
from
gynae.
OBG. I'll have somebody some pediatrics, onco, etc., etc.
So
Absolutely
we,
fine.
so we
Correct?
are focusing on that red light area, even for the children's
Absolutely.
health and then the cervical cancers and all these things. So we are taking
Perfect.
the regular things. We are
Perfect.
doing this project.
So my couple of questions in such projects is, right? Do you have a provision where you're able to manage continuity of care? Now,
yes,
what is continuity of care? Continuity of care means if I have a provision of something like a medical record, that's point number one, right? So that you're able to provide continuity of care. The second aspect that what you should be looking at is when you go to the particular community, whether you do a pap smear or whether you do a mammo, whatever it is. Suppose there is an intervention that is required. It could be a procedure, it could be a surgery, etc. and like that, right? Is your club willing to take it up? You cannot.
We are willing to take it up. If it is very costly affair, then obviously we will ask for a district grant, or if the person is affordable, we can do it in a subsidized rate. Even we are giving some subsidized rate facilities to this community, like some investigations and all these things.
Exactly. So what happens is from a beneficiary perspective, they will be looking right at image of Rotary. They will say Rotary wala ne aaya, right? They conducted this camps, etc. And maybe we have even done some lab investigation, radiological investigations, etc.
Yes.
But at that given point of time, as much as possible, we should try to take care. I understand. Suppose it's a thalassemia case, etc. We may not be able to take care. But by and large, we should be in a position to take care. If we are not in a position to take care, I am against all these screening camps, etc. like that.
No, we are taking care because we have done a camp for the eye and we have identified the cataract patient, and our president is in the meeting right now, Dr. Chavi Kedia. She is an ophthalmologist and she has done free of cost the cataract surgery for those patients.
Cataract is not a big deal. Cataract is not a big
deal.
No,
for the cataract and even pap smear, if we diagnose something wrong with the pap smear, so we are taking care of all these things.
I'll give you. It's not a discussion or an argument between me and you. This is for everybody. Tomorrow, let us take, say, people in this red light area, right? Suppose, right, you have zeroed down on a pediatric child who needs a heart surgery. Do you have an MOU with somebody where you're able to spend about 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh, or through a particular MOU or a relationship, you are able to take care? My friends, that is important.
Yeah, with the Rotary, our district is doing heart-to-heart surgery. If such cases will come, obviously we'll contact our district.
I'm just giving you one example. This is the length and breadth of which we should think about a service project. Next question, please.
Vivek, you can go ahead. Oh.
Thank you so much, Subhasis. Very good evening, speaker sir. I would like to inform you and everyone through you that our club, I'm from Rotary Club of Orchid City, Shillong. Our club since the past over 2 years has been doing Project Haryali. Well, that is about the plantation of tree sapling. But what we are doing here is we are not just going at a particular place and planting a tree, but we have actually changed a little bit with that. And what we are doing is we are finding a village and signing MOU with them. We are asking them to allocate only community land in Meghalaya, and that is where we are doing plantation with the help of the villagers. Now in the MOU, what we have maintained with them is all these trees are actually fruit-bearing trees. So in the MOU, we have maintained for 4 years, we will support them with the minimum maintenance, and also they have to take care of the plant saplings, and they have to get back to us. They have to send videos and report of those plantations biannually. So this has really gained momentum and has been appreciated throughout the state. Even the minister of the state also was there inaugurating and
No,
one of
fantastic, right? Great project, great planning, right? All that has happened. Have you identified the risk of the project? What are the risks of this project?
We did a simple SWOT analysis, I would say preliminary one, not very thorough or not very detailed type. Normal risk of the project that we see is the part of land dedicated by the community. Since we have signed with them that the entire tree felling cycle has to be retained and maintained. So if ever the community needs that very particular space in any way, then that also would affect in some way. But again, a strength is it will not only strengthen the environment, but it will also provide a means of livelihood to the villagers, because those all trees, those all plantation doesn't belong to a single individual. It belongs to the entire community.
Got it. Got it. So my dear friends, the point to be noted is every project you need to identify the risk and where you are able to control, where you are able to influence. You have to have plans to mitigate that risk. This is applicable for all service projects. Do not assume that everything will happen just because you have planned it. There is one organization which is called Engineering Without Borders. They publish an annual failure report. They publish annual failure report means they are accepting that some things will not happen. They are transparent to the stakeholders. They are transparent to the sponsors or the donors. In the past, we have attempted this. These things have not worked. But going forward, this is what we will do to address this. You have to identify all the project related risks. Thank you very much. Next question, please.
Rotarian Sukhvinderji. Next question.
Oh, my dear friend, welcome.
Yeah. Mohan.
Yes.
Recently, we had a phase 1 project, and the project that has been completed. The project was the Happy School project.
Okay.
We started the project. At that time, the school students were about 35.
Correct.
Initially. And that was in a poor condition, but we started that one. Hello.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah. We started the project and we built the infrastructure of that school. And we had the budget of more than 5 lakhs, but without having a money with us. We started the project by sharing the school infrastructure on the social media. And immediately after that, we got the response from different people, the common people. They came forward. They wanted to assist. They want to involve in the project. And they started sending whatever they have money and the fans and the infrastructure, all the materials. And we were able to construct that school. What happened? When we started this project, all the bankers, the local bankers, they came forward to assist. The local people came forward that I will provide some electricity for the Glowstein board. One people came forward that I will give the bag, that the common people. Okay, now the school has 100 students. Now the school is having 100 students and the school is 1 to class 5. But we have insisted the madam that after the 5 class, nobody should be drop out. And we had a move with the nearby high school so that every school who passed the 5+, you have the responsibility to get him or her at the school, admit her there. This was the first phase. And the second phase we are now starting. And this area of school is in the very low poverty area and slum area. And we find that there are the guardians of these students were illiterate. So we collected their names who are willing, and we tell them that we are going to start adult literacy camp in the school, and that we are going to start in the next week.
Thank you
And
very
that is our phase. That is our phase second.
Thank you very much.
So we are doing this one.
Great. Those of you who want to make a note, please make a note. Every service project, you will have something called inputs. Every input, right, will have some output. Every output will have some short-term objectives called outcomes. And the long-term objectives are called impacts. Now, whether it is a happy school project or whether it's a wash station project, when we speak to partners, we should have some quantifiable data to say that this is what we have done. Most of the times, 90% of the times of all the service projects, we just speak about outputs. Now, let me give an example. Same happy school project, you are providing wash stations. How many wash stations will you provide? 5. That becomes your input. Input is you have provided 5 wash stations. What is the output? Output means 500 children washing their hands, happily singing is the output. 500 children. What is the outcome? Outcome means because of providing good hygienic practices, you've been able to save 5% of the children's life who otherwise would have died due to diarrhea. This is called outcome. Finally, the impact means the 5% children whom you saved by death in primary school, now you are able to move them from primary school to secondary school. That is how if the literacy rates goes up, the country becomes illiterate. We should start speaking this language. Number of schools, number of benches, number of wash stations, they're all outputs. When you start speaking the language of impacts, believe me, every partner will come and speak to you. You can go one step beyond this. There is something called social return on investment, SROI, social return on investment, means for every dollar that what you have spent, has it multiplied into some $7 or $10? That is the sort of magic what Rotary has done. This is the thing that what we need to look at. Only when you have this, more and more people want to come and partner with you. Right? Thank you very much. Who's next, please?
Rajesh Singh, Rotarian Rajesh Singh.
Go ahead, Rajesh.
Thank you, Saurabh. Good evening, sir. I would like to share one project that my club, Rotary Club of Guwahati Icons, has done. We have installed breastfeeding kiosk in Guwahati railway station on platform number 1, where it's a closed cabin added with ventilation and fans. So where mother can go inside, 2 mothers can sit inside, and they can breastfeed the baby in privacy.
Correct.
And they can come out. Now we have MOC with the railway station, where they will take care of the kiosk. They will clean it every day. So our first phase was done on Guwahati railway station. On second phase, we have installed the same kiosk at AIMS in Guwahati. And sir, I am happy to inform you that this project has been appreciated by our district grant, and they have approved 2 more kiosks from their side, one for Kamakhya railway station, and second one is for Rohingya railway station. So this project is helping us in enhancing brand of Rotary as well as to serve the mothers.
Thank you very much. I'll come to your second part where you have installed right this in AIMS Guwahati. Why did you do that? Does AIMS Guwahati does not have the money? What stopped AIMS Guwahati from providing this if they know it is important? They are not short of money.
Okay. Actually, we went to AIMS with the proposal and they like our idea, and they said, okay, you go ahead with the project, and then said, okay, we need more. So in next phase, Rotary Club of Guwahati icons will install and we will pay for it. So it was like our introduction.
Yeah. So my point is, whether it is AIMS, whether it is government, PSU, quasi-government, anybody, they have surplus of funds. They have surplus of funds. Why are we trying to go and feed them? That is my question. Let us keep that apart. You have installed this in one particular platform in Guwahati, correct?
Yes.
How many women have used this? Second, what have you done to ensure more women are comfortable using this? Have you done that? Do you have data on that?
Well, as of now, we don't have that data, but to ensure that more and more women use it, we have installed the kiosk on platform number 1, which is mostly crowded.
No issue. We get practical, my friends. Get practical, right? Get practical. As Rotary, what are you value adding? Your job is not complete just to give the kiosk, right? Take one photograph and governor gives me an award. I look at beyond things. What way is railways value adding? They are providing the space. As Rotarians, where is your value proposition? I understand by this particular initiative, we are enhancing the public image and awareness of Rotary. That I agree. But beyond that, can we contribute? Is always that what you need to look into the projects. Next project, please.
Acharji from Rotary Club of Bolpur, Rangamati.
Sudipto Acharya. Sudipto, kindly with your question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. We are now doing a district grant project in a higher secondary school, the drinking water project, and the school has over 2,000 students. And the project is now ongoing project, and we have actually been informed that there is no drinking water facility in the school, though the school has more than 2,000 students, but there was no drinking water facilities. And we went to the school and do the baseline survey, and ultimately came to the conclusion that there should be a drinking water reservoir and the drinking water, all the logistics out there, and we are doing the project now.
Okay. Have you done, what are you using? RO water, RO technology? What are you?
Actually, the submersible water, actually. The
submersible water.
Yeah. From
submersible water.
Yeah. We have installed the submersible pump there, and now the water reservoir is under construction.
Okay. Now, do you have built-in mechanisms? I'm just asking one question. It's too early for you.
Yeah.
To say who will conduct a water potability test, whether Rotary Club will do, the community will do, who will do? Is that built into your proposal?
We have actually contacted the local block officer, the block sanitation officer, and we have discussed with him, and actually gave us the green signal.
So my dear friends, these have to be built into the project. Every aspect of the project has to be detailed to say tomorrow, right? I mean, right, if the drinking water right facility is made available, right? What is the frequency of water potability test that what you need to conduct? Where will you conduct? You will do it in private lab, you will do it in government lab, you will do it in NABL accredited lab. Now, let us take, say, for example, if there is only one submersible pump, what happens if that submersible pump fails? Do you have provision right for the second pump? Can I take that into my planning considerations? That is the levels in which you have to ask these questions. Thank you very much. Next question, please.
Sujata Mukherjee. Rotarian Sujata Mukherjee.
Hi, good evening, sir. This is Rotarian Sujata Mukherjee from Rotary Club Asansol Greater. Sir, very recently, we went along with a project where we went along with the Educational Department of West Bengal. And depending on the community need and assessment, we came to know that there's a NGO called Shrima Pratibandhi Kalyan Kendra, who were looking after the special children. They had some kind of disabilities, and this organization was looking after them. So they came up to us for a little help for organizing the annual sports. And to our utter satisfaction, when we went for that, along in association with the government, obviously, the children there participated wholeheartedly. And it was a huge success. And it was a huge satisfaction on our part too. So this was looking after the success rate. What we analyzed is that we can do such projects in future also. The only thing which we missed out is the visibly impaired children, the children who were partially blind or almost blind. So we couldn't really make them participate in these kind of sports. So now there we heard that there's a gadget which has been launched very recently, and it is known as Purple Fanduk. So now this is designed by Anjali Bhagwat, who is already a former Olympian in shooting. It's a kind of sports which can be played indoor, and it is based on laser. So now this part is quite costly, and this can be played by the blind or almost blind children also. And we really want to go out of the box to provide this to these children who are visibly impaired in this Shrima Pratibandhi Kalyan Kendra, whichever we are working for. So, sir, it is, I want a few suggestions from your part that how can we move forward for this kind of things? Because this is quite a different project we are thinking about in the next coming year. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yeah. So your project, what you have done, right? The awareness, you've been able to involve them, all that is fine. Now, as a Rotary Club, you have to ask yourselves a question: what are the barriers, right, of inclusion for these children to be integrated either into the mainstream society or the society at large?
Right.
Do they have, right, any infrastructure barriers? Do they have any technology barriers? Do they have any barriers by which they're not able to participate in games? Already, all of these are working models, right, in Africa.
Right, sir.
Including people who are visually impaired. There's a
Yes.
technology. There's a technology that has already come up from Israel, where people like Messi, etc., are promoting it.
Right,
and
sir.
even in India, many companies have come up, and these smart glasses, they just cost about 25,000 rupees. And there
Right,
are
sir.
many CSRs who are actually come forward to support this. This is not a replacement, right, for your visual impairment. But then what happens is it works on technology like Bluetooth, etc. It also uses artificial intelligence.
Right,
and
sir.
then, right, it gives you a trigger. Suppose you are in a sense of trouble or danger, it'll send to one contact, what are your surroundings?
Exactly, sir.
It can take a picture, and it'll read it out to you. Right?
True.
So,
Yes, sir.
so any service project, we have to be creative and we have to be innovative.
Right, sir.
So,
Actually.
We don't do the project just for the sake of doing things. So you have to build creativity and innovation. And when you give, you have to give the best.
Thank you.
There's
Thank you so
absolutely
much,
no
sir.
compromise. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Now
Thank you, Doctor.
now having fairly discussed about a couple of you who have shared your experiences, my dear friends, there is one common thing among all the successful and effective service projects that what you have actually implemented. There is one common life cycle, right, of a service project. Every service project will take this life cycle. Means, suppose you want to build a home. What is the first thing that you do? You plan, correct? Similarly, for a service project, the first phase of the project is the planning phase. We will discuss all this. Once you plan, the next phase of the service project is whatever you have planned, you will acquire them. Once you acquire, what happens is we as Rotarians are extremely good in implementation of the project. Once you implement the project, the last phase of the service project life cycle is you measure. You measure, right, with the baseline. You measure to say, right, what, right, this impact this project has created. Then what happens is there will be some reporting requirements with respect to some donors, or it can also be with respect to publicizing the project, right? So if you look at all these phases of the service project, it is very sequential in nature, even though there is an overlap. Now, let us look at the planning right phase of the project. What are the fundamental things that what you look at when you are planning a service project? It does not matter what the project is. What are the things you will plan? Can I have some answers, please? What is it you will plan? Suppose you have to plan a service project.
Come on, someone respond.
What will you do if you are supposed to plan a project, right? All of you are speaking about so many projects. You want to kickstart the particular project from 1st July. What all will you incorporate in your planning phase? What all will you do?
Sustainability.
Community need assessment.
Community need assessment. Beautiful. What are the different types of community need assessment that can be done?
Survey, consulting people.
Beautiful.
What they require.
Whom will you consult?
With the beneficiaries.
With the beneficiaries. Suppose you go to a village, you want to provide a comfort station. With whom will you speak to?
We will call a meeting of the village people.
Okay. Suppose the women are not comfortable to come to the meeting and express their needs. What will you do?
We will form a committee where women are in our group.
Got my point? So there are various needs, types, right, of community need assessment that can be done. It can come out in the media, right? Some NGO will tell you. So will you decide a project and then do the community need assessment, or you will do the community need assessment and then do the project?
We'll do the community need assessment.
It has to be. Most of the Rotary clubs don't do that. You already decide, I have to do this project. That is wrong. Especially if you're talking about teach projects, you're talking about literacy projects, where you are doing it in more than one site. Suppose you're doing for 100 schools, you cannot do community need assessment for one school only. You will do community need assessment for all the 100 schools. Got it? You cannot do one school and say all 99 are the same. The site conditions, the local conditions are completely different. Moving ahead, apart from community need assessment, what else will you do in the planning phase? What else will you plan?
We will plan for the budget also. Like
budget, beautiful. So you will plan whether it is $100,000, whether it is $10,000. You will also plan in terms of how you're going to raise that money. That is also there in the planning phase. Whether you'll do a global grant, whether you will do a CSR grant, whether you will do a district grant, whether you will go to your club, or you will say, let me do a musical fundraiser, let me do something. Whenever you do this thing, you also have to be creative and innovative. There is a club in Bangalore which does a midnight marathon. One single midnight marathon, they raise 5 crores. Think big, my friends, think big. Rotary these days is speaking about bigger, better, and bolder projects. What else will you do in the planning phase?
Time, how much time it will take?
Great point, great point. So, depending on the scope of the project, you will say you want to construct 10 toilets, in the period of 1 year. Correct? So your timelines are very clear. And within that 1 year, you are very clear. You will say every 3 months, you will construct probably 3 toilets. You have to break it down. Timelines are very important. What are the other planning considerations?
Resources.
Resources. What sort of resources are we speaking about?
Every type, like
capital, human
resource.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, we spoke about many projects. So you will look at whether the resources are available in your club. If it is not available, whether you can partner with somebody, whether the resources are available through any product sort of crowdsourcing of volunteers. We have gone beyond the crowdsourcing of money. Today what happens is there are people who are willing to volunteer their knowledge, their know-how through crowdsourcing. Put up the particular project. People will come back and say, this is how I want to contribute to this particular project. So it could be money, it could be material, it could be machinery, it could be anything. So what resources you need, how will you want to acquire is part of the planning phase. What else will you plan?
Delegation of responsibilities.
Delegation, absolutely. So what happens is, suppose you got an eye hospital. You have to manage the funds. So you will identify management of the funds will be good. Somebody who's got some financial background, somebody who's got accountancy background. So who is there in our club who's got this background? That is the way you nominate people to the team. You will not nominate a team because he's the senior most person. If I don't take him, my life will be hell. All such projects are disaster. You have to take the member based on the competency or the requirement of the project. What else will you plan?
In what phases we will implement?
Sustain, if it can sustain.
First, implementation and sustainability.
Okay, so let us take an example. Let us take an example of sustainability. You are building toilets. At some stage, you want to hand it over to somebody. So sustainability will say, can my cost of maintenance come down? Whoever be the partner, can they value add? Suppose it is a partner like Sulabh. Can they maintain the project because their strength is maintaining comfort stations? Sustainability will come if I collect some user fee. The sustainability requirements, are also done in the planning phase. Thank you very much. What else can we do in the planning phase? What are the other things we can look at in the planning phase?
When to finish the program?
Absolutely. So we said there will be a timeline. The project will be for 6 months. The project will be for 12 months. The project will be for 36 months. Along with that, you also identify what do you mean by success? Correct? Is just a handing over of a toilet, or a school, a success? Or Probably, right, giving, right, a breastfeeding room, right, in a railway station is success, or success to you means more and more people coming and utilizing what Rotary has provided. So you have to identify what does that success mean. What else will you do in planning phase? Quick, we are running short of time. I want you to be quick.
Sustainability.
We discuss sustainability. Simple form definition of sustainability is after the grant funds have been expended, spent, can the project sustain on its own? Is the simplest form, right, of definition of sustainability. There are other definitions. I will not get into that. But this definition is good enough for us to get going. What are the other planning considerations?
For some project, we can have a plan B also. Like many a times, plan B will not work.
My dear friend, whatever you name, I cannot see you. This is called risk management. You have to identify. Let me give you a classic example. We had a dialysis center in our district, which was a district-owned project or district-led project. They assumed that because it is Rotary, all the approvals will come in place. Where they put up this dialysis center, as part of Pollution Control Board requirement, you need to get a neighbor's consent. The neighbor, right, was a very powerful man. He denied seat to the grandson of a former prime minister. He said, I will never want to have a dialysis center next to my home. Finally, what happened? The dialysis center had to be shifted. You should have plan B. If there is pandemic, if there is, right, a downturn in the economy, can you get the required funds? Plan B is required. This is called risk mitigation. What are the other planning considerations?
Output and outcome.
Absolutely. So you will define what is your input, what is your output, what is your outcome, what is your impact. Impact is a language that what we need to speak. In Bangalore, we speak about a language where when we go right for a blood donation request to anybody, we say all the Rotary clubs in Bangalore put together collect 1/3 of the Bangalore's blood requirement. How powerful it is. Correct? Otherwise, what happens is, क्या कर रहे हो आप? Sir, छोटा सा blood donation campaign, 20 unit, 50 unit, 100 unit. You are ashamed of yourself. Articulate in such a manner, you feel proud. That person says, oh, wow, Rotary is doing such a great project. What are the other planning considerations?
How beneficial is the project?
How beneficial means you don't look at it from your perspective. Whether the project is value adding, right, to the community, whether it is going to help them. If the project is not going to value add, don't do the project. Correct? So we have so many planning considerations. After planning, the next phase is acquiring. Now you need knowledge, right, to execute the project. Where will you get this knowledge from? You want to execute the project. You need knowledge. Where will you get that knowledge or the information to execute the project?
Is the knowledgeable people of our club and district.
Experts. Very good. Very good. Next. Or आगे बढ़ो.
Experts in that area.
Absolutely. Go to that experts. All right. You'll get partners. Go to the digital world. www.rotary.org/myrotary. Go to showcase. You will find a lot of people have showcased their projects. Write to them, speak to them. You can even partner with them. There was a club in Manila, Philippines, which wanted to do a $10,000 project on spectacles. There was a club in the US which had the same budget. Because of showcase, they came together. They ended up doing the project. Go to Rotary Action Group. There are 27 Rotary Action Groups. They will provide you the knowledge. So there are various sources by which you will get right the knowledge from. All the other things that what you planned, money, legal approvals, etc., all that, whatever you have planned will have to be acquired right during the acquiring stage. What else will you acquire in the acquisition phase? What else will you get?
the response. Consult with
Man, material, and methods.
Oh, 5 M's. And don't forget
Man,
the
material, man,
don't
material,
forget
and
the
methods.
6 M. Mohan Kumar is also very important.
Okay, sir.
Good. What else will you acquire? One of the most important thing is in the planning phase, you will identify the legal requirements, the statutory requirements, and the applicable requirements of the service project. Correct? Suppose you are setting up a dialysis center. What are all the requirements? Right? Probably, you may have, right, the Private Medical Establishment Act specific to your state. You will have, right, Pollution Control Board approvals. Right? You will require, right, approvals, right, as far as biomedical waste management is concerned. Identify all these requirements and ensure, right, you have means and mechanisms, including people, right, to acquire this. So once you're done with planning and then acquisition, what is the next phase?
Implementation.
Implementation. So one of the key things you have to look at implementation is you have put some timelines, you have put some budgets. So you have to put, right, a review mechanism depending on the project. Suppose the project is, right, for 12 months. Then you will say the project review frequency at least at the minimum will be about once in a month. Or if it is a repeatable project, once in 3 months, you decide. So when you are doing the review, you make sure things are going as per plan. If it is not going as per plan, you augment the resources. Make sure your budget is always less by 5% or 10% because you have to take care of exigencies. Material cost, right, will go up, technology will change, site conditions will change. All these things have to be taken care in the operation phase. In the last phase, you have something called the measurement, analysis, and the improvement. Mean you've done a literacy project, you've done a wash project, you've done, right, any project. You are measured. You wanted some improvements. Have you, right, got those improvements? Once you do this measurement, analysis, and improvement, you will have something called as project closure analysis. You will detail out a document which will say, what are the things that have gone well? What could have been better? If there is something that we should not do, we should not attempt it. Can I share this knowledge with somebody else? And last but least, any reporting requirements to donors and the public image. Rotary these days is speaking heavily on public image. How will you publicize the project? Internal and external to Rotary. How will you publicize the project?
Local media and
absolutely
channels.
So it could be print media, digital media, electronic media, etc. Within Rotary, your club newsletter, governor newsletter, whatever be your forums, publicize, right, the particular project. By publicizing the project, if you look at the second strategic priority, we are talking about expanding the reach. So by doing this particular, right, life cycle of a service project, by and large, you can be reasonably assured most of your service projects will be effective. Thank you very much. It was good interacting with you. I hand it over to the district trainer or the district governor.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mohan. Thank you so
sir.
much.
Thank you, sir.
I was going through the few of the chat box comments. People were saying, feeling like just conversing you and getting the new things. I think it's an excellent way, interactive. You can give an insight of a service project to our incoming leaders and overall the Rotarians who have joined in this meeting. Friends, I'm sure you have also equally enjoyed Mohan's session. Mohan is easily available. No worries. Next year, we'll have once more time Mohan to come onto our district, maybe physically or virtually, to enlighten us, to share his thoughts through the learning and sharing process. Thank you so much, Mohan. I really appreciate your time and effort for today's evening. Friends, formally, lastly, I would request the District Executive Secretary incoming, Ramesh Garodia, to kindly place a formal vote of thanks or a gratitude of notes for them. And after that, we'll just open the house for virtual fellowship. Over to you, Ramesh.
Thank you, DT Subhashish Chatterjee. Well, friends, it was such a fascinating session on service projects. I must admit, and I'm sure all the participants today would agree, that we have attended several seminars on service projects. But the perspective on planning a service project given by Mohanji today was totally beyond the boundaries that we have been hitherto used to. His take on the input, output, outcome, and impact aspects of the project give a very clear and definitive approach to find out the measurability and sustainability of any project. And he has so beautifully outlined a systematic approach on creating an impactful project. I'm sure that after today's session, our club leaders, our members will find themselves much more equipped to come up with good, measurable, sustainable, and impactful projects in the future. Sir, I thank you so much for being attending this session and enlightening us on the ways of creating a successful service project in such a beautiful way. Thank you so much once again. I also thank our district trainer Subhashish Chatterjee for as always being available for every step to plan out our seminars and everything. Our DRSC, PDG Arijit Endo and other galaxy of PDGs who were present in the seminar today, I thank each and everyone for being present in the meeting. Our DGN Sukhminder Singh for being present and also being so interactive in the session today, for putting forth his views and his about his projects. I thank our district service project chair, Rotarian Chiranjit Ghosh, or Mithuda as we affectionately call him, and all the members of his team and the chairs of the 7 areas of focus for being present today and presenting a view on the upcoming service projects of the district. I thank, last but not the least, I thank our AGs, our club officers, both current and incoming, all the members of different Rotary clubs. I thank you all for attending today's session and making it a huge success. Today at a point of time, our attendance was close to 170. I hope that I'll see you all tomorrow again and in greater numbers, and we once again hope to cross the numbers of 200 again. Tomorrow we'll be having another very good session on the membership aspect. So I request all the presidents, secretaries, and all the incoming chairs to be present, and especially the membership chairs of the club. It's mandatory for the club membership chairs. So I request you all to be present tomorrow at the same time. Thank you once again for attending today's session and making it a huge success. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramesh. Thank you so much, friends. As Ramesh has mentioned, tomorrow is the day 3, when we will be hearing the tips and nitty-gritty of the membership development of Rotary International and the Rotary clubs. So I wish everyone have a good evening today, the rest of the evening, and tomorrow come back with a fresher mood to enjoy the membership of Rotary's nitty-gritty and know-how. I also add to vote of thanks what Ramesh has mentioned, my sincere gratitude to the Zoom team, Dr. Danny Datta, Arindam Datta, Rudrajit Lashkar, and Saurabh Debrai. Saurabh, especially you are managing the question and answer session. Thank you so much for your wholehearted support to manage the Zoom. We look forward to tomorrow, and we'll have the grand finale on Sunday evening. Till then, take care, good night, and let's the Zoom open for fellowship. Thank you so much.
Good night, sir.
I'll take leave, please. I'll take leave. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Yeah, thank you, Mohanji, for the wonderful session.
Thank you, Nileshji. All the best for your year.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mohan, very soon see you once again in 3240.
Definitely,
Yes,
definitely.
very soon.
Bye-bye. Take care.
So thank you, everyone. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow in maximum numbers. And just request you कि इस sessions के benefits आप
चाय
ले
वाय
सकें।
तो भेजो।
क्या भेजे?
चाय वाय भेजो।
अरे सुखविंदर, तुम चाय तो भेज दिया, सुमी को एक बार खाली बोलो, देखो आ जाएगी चाय एक प्याला से।
देखो सुखविंदर, तुमको सुखविंदर
चाय का टाइम खत्म हो गया है भैया, चाय का टाइम खत्म हो गया है।
सुखविंदर, तुमको हम केटली
सुखविंदर
दिया था चाय
खाना
बनाने
भेजेंगे, खाना भेजेंगे नीलेश जी आपके लिए।
हाँ जरूर जरूर, सब भेजेंगे, आप चिंता मत करो।
हमारे कार्यक्रम में चाय वाय का अर्थ ये होता है कि बुद्धिमान आदमी बोलता है कि चाय नहीं पीऊंगा, वाय चलेगा।
महेंद्र जी, कुछ भी बोले सोच के आपके यहाँ आ रहे हैं हम, चिंता मत करिए, सब ले
हाँ,
लेंगे।
Most welcome and we are so excited to receive you.
ठीक है ना, 17-18 को आपके साथ ही रहेंगे हम।
Most welcome, sir.
नीलेश,
Yes.
दोनों दिन का सेशन बहुत बढ़िया हुआ, दोनों दिन का। कल भी बहुत अच्छा हुआ था, और आज मोहन का तो मैं श्योर ही था कि मोहन विल डू डेफिनेटली, मतलब उसका बोलने का, शेयर करने का जो तरीका ना, ही मतलब एकदम डीप में चला जाता है।
नहीं, और
मतलब
ये
फैकल्टी,
देखिए, जो प्रैक्टिकल बात हम लोग सेशंस पे कभी नहीं करते हैं, जो करनी चाहिए ना, दिस आर द थिंग्स कि कैसे हमको प्रोजेक्ट डिवाइस करना, उसका इम्पैक्ट क्या, ये सब बातें नहीं करते हम। ठीक है, ऊपर के प्रोजेक्ट जैसे उन्होंने कहा 1 साल है, प्रोजेक्ट कर लो, अवार्ड ले लो, काम खत्म मेरा, उसका क्या हो रहा नहीं हो रहा हम भूल जाते हैं। तो ये सब चीजें नहीं करनी चाहिए। बट ही हैज एकदम
तो वही है ना, ये पैसा,
he has taught us the right thing.
पैसा खराब करके कोई फायदा नहीं नीलेश।
देखो,
मेरा
वो
बात
तो
है,
सब जानते हैं, लेकिन मानते तो नहीं है ना सब लोग।
हाँ, बात तो वही है।
Anyway,
ठीक है, चलो, we will change.
धीरे अभी चीज समझ में आएगी। कम्युनिटी नीड असेसमेंट है और है,
yes,
we'll come to that ना।
yes.
चलो अच्छा है, थैंक यू all the AGs, president elect, chairs,
everybody,
all the past and future leaders, thank you so much. Good night, see you all.
Me too. Well managed.
मिठू कहाँ है?
मिठू है, बैठे हैं ऊपर में।
मैंने तो काम आपसे सभी।
देखो, जो ये अच्छा कर रहा है, हम सबसे मिलने जा रहे हैं, हम मिठू से भी मिलने जा रहे हैं। देखो
मिठू से भी मिलने जाएंगे। अनन्या कहाँ है? अनन्या से भी मिलने जाएंगे हम लोग।
अनन्या से भी मिलने जा रहे हैं, मिठू से मिलने जा रहे हैं हम लोग।
हम लोग यहाँ पे ये कर रहे हैं, और वो लोग दोनों बैठे बैठे चाय, कॉफी, बिस्किट सब नाश्ता कर रहे हैं। संजय को पकड़ना पड़ेगा, यहाँ नहीं भेजता है, खाली चेम्बर पे भेज देते हैं।
नहीं, रायगंज वाले कहाँ है? रायगंज वाले गए क्या? उनको मैं देख रहा था, एकदम मस्ती से फेलोशिप कर रहे थे, मैं देख रहा था, गए लगते हैं लोग।
निर्मल दा, Ananya and after president was having good coffee, tea, biscuits and everything, huh? And हम लोग खाली यहाँ पे बकवादी कर रहे हैं।
ऊपर दिए जाते ऊपर दिए जाते।
I know. Good. राजेश।
सुभाष
हाँ, बोलो समता।
Finally met Rotary Club of Jaipur today.
अरे तुम्हारा तो कल एक मीटिंग अरेंज करवा दिया हम।
अब किसके साथ है?
बताऊंगा।
आप कर दीजिएगा शायद।
कर दूंगा, फ्लैग एक्सचेंज करवा दिया मैंने वो। अच्छा राजेश, आपका प्रेसिडेंट को बताइएगा, जो ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग जो क्यूएस लगाए हैं, मोहन बोल के गया है कि व्हाट इज द नंबर यू हैव टच्ड।
यस
इम्पैक्ट
प्रेसिडेंट तो सुन ही रहा है, वो तो है ही लाइन में, ही वाज मैनेजिंग एवरीथिंग।
अब राजेश एक हफ्ता बाहर खड़ा रहेगा सुबह से शाम तक मेजर करने के लिए कितना लेडीज अंदर जा रहे हैं अभी। ठीक है ना राजेश?
गुड शो।
थैंक यू एवरीवन। गुड नाइट।
चलो ठीक है, थैंक यू एवरीवन एंड गुड नाइट।
Good night. Take care. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.
See you all.
Bye.